Happy Halloween, everybody. Welcome to What I Read This Month, October edition. This is the series where I read manga, and then at the end of the month, I tell you about it. This month, though, we're gonna do things a little bit different. At the end of this video, I wanna show you what's inside this box. Yeah, more on that later. Anyway, let's start off this video talking about the big one. The manga series most people probably clicked on this video to hear more of my thoughts about. Dragon Ball. This month, I read through the entire Dragon Ball box set, which is pretty much all of Goku's story leading up to before the Saiyan saga. This is my first time reading / experiencing the story of Dragon Ball, and let me tell you, it was pretty good. The OG Dragon Ball series is an incredibly goofy comedy adventure manga about a young OP kid named Goku going on a journey of finding the 7 Dragon Balls and getting stronger. I recently posted a video showcasing my journey of reading through the series for the first time, and you guys seem to really like it. But there's some things that I didn't talk about in that video that I need to elaborate on. Number 1, I'm incredibly thankful for Akira Toriyama and the creation of Dragon Ball itself. The paneling, the characters, the comedy, the adventure, the story. It's also inspiring and just so much fun. Though I didn't grow up with the series of Dragon Ball, I grew up with a lot of series that were heavily inspired by Dragon Ball. And after reading The Adventures of Kid Goku, I can see a lot of the similarities. One Piece, my personal favorite series of all time, would not be here if it wasn't for Dragon Ball. And that is just so crazy to think about. Akira Toriyama managed to create something magical that has been loved and cherished by so many people and will continue to be loved and cherished by so many people. Number 2, I just want to talk about how much I really enjoy Dragon Ball for what it is. Looking back on the series, I really enjoyed how silly the adventure was, and there was so many moments where I was just so genuinely excited to see what happened next. I personally think anybody who is a fan of anime or manga should definitely check out Dragon Ball. Number 3, there's a lot of people in the comment section that have been pointing out things that I have missed or I failed to talk about in my video. Look, I've never read or watched Dragon Ball, and I didn't want to go into this making a video pandering to the Dragon Ball audience. Rather, I wanted to make something more authentic. If I failed to mention something in the video, it's probably because it just didn't give the same reaction it gave you to me. With the video, I mainly wanted to talk about, as a new fan, the things that stood out to me and that I thought were really cool. The second manga that I read and finished this month was Frankenfran. I have a feeling that like 90% of the people who are watching this video right now have never heard about this series. That's okay. I didn't know about this series until about 2 months ago. This month, my manga club was centered around horror-themed manga, and my channel members decided Frankenfran was going to be the manga we all checked out this month. This is a very short, 61-chapter slice-of-life series about a Frankenstein-looking girl conducting crazy experiments on people. It is very bizarre, and I really enjoyed it. This series, being a slice of life series, allows for most of the chapters to just be self-contained stories, which I'll be honest, made the premise of the story take a little bit longer to get hooked on, but once I got hooked, oh my god, I got hooked. One of my favorite chapters in the manga goes like this. This guy kills himself. Fran finds his body and experiments on it. The brain regains consciousness and tells Fran that it wants to live. Fran revives the guy in a knockoff Mickey Mouse costume. Now this man has to go on living his life looking like this. A little sad girl finds him on the street and clings on to him. The Mickey Mouse man discovers that the girl has an abusive household and slowly becomes attached to the girl, wanting to protect the well-being of this little girl. He murders the girl's father that abused her. Fran takes the brain out of the Mickey Mouse costume and puts it in the dad's body. Now this dude who killed himself at the beginning of the chapter has a new meaning in life, acting and pretending to be the girl's father. This isn't even the weirdest story that is in this manga. I know October is practically over, but if you want to check out a really spooky manga, try checking out this one. Let me know what you think. Our next manga, Dandadan. This just might be the next big thing. Dandadan's anime just recently started airing, and it's pretty good. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the manga. I have fully caught up on it. I read all 170 plus chapters, and I just want to say, this is my favorite new generation series. Dandadan is awesome. Dandadan is genuinely one of the most fun series I have read in a while. This is a manga where the most random stuff happens, and you just have to be along for the ride. It is actually amazing how much creativity is poured into this manga. I've caught up on the 50-ish chapters of Kagurabachi that has currently been released. I'm about 50 chapters deep into Sakamoto Days, and those two series are good. Dandadan blows both of those out of the park. And yeah, you might be saying it's unfair to compare 170 chapters to the 50 chapters that I've read for those. But Dandadan's first 50 chapters are even better than those 50 chapters. Dandadan is leagues better than those two series in my opinion. The story of Dandadan is about 2 teenagers discovering that spirits and aliens actually exist in their world. Now the 2 of them have to work together, go on wacky adventures, and try to get this dude's wiener back. I know. It's weird. It's awesome. I don't want to focus too much on the plot or the later arcs because of spoiler reasons, but I will say I pretty much liked every single arc except for one around the 30-ish chapter mark. I didn't really care too much about that one, but everything else is pretty good. Dandadan is a series I highly recommend everybody go and check out and form an opinion on. I genuinely think the series is something special, and it's going to continue to get bigger and bigger as more episodes of the anime comes out. That's everything I read. Now I want to show you what's in this box. So in my previous video, where I read all of Dragon Ball in 50 hours, I said if we hit 2,000 likes, I would make a video similar to this, but with Dragon Ball Z. You guys hit the like goal within 22 hours. It's actually insane. So many people wanted this. So here it is. I now own the Dragon Ball Z box set. The video should be coming out sometime in November. So stay tuned. Subscribe, become a channel member, go watch some of my other videos, and I'll see you later, guys.